What's going on, guys? Well, we're back for another video today, and before we get into this video, I wanted to release the winner of the giveaway from the last video. What we were giving away is one piece of Christopher Scott merch, which is a basic t-shirt just like this, says the fish room across the front, has the Christopher Scott logo on the back, and the winner of this giveaway is Aubrey Caruth. Aubrey Caruth. So if you can, please send me either a DM, a message on Facebook, a message on TikTok, whatever social media you're following me on, or you can send me an email. My email is in the description of every video. If you happen to be under the age of 18, please make sure that you have your parent contact me. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, I appreciate all the entries. Now, if you want to try to win another piece of merchandise, then what we need to do is we need to get the comments on this particular video up to 1,000 with at least 500 likes on the video, and I will give out another piece of merch in the next video. What do you comment? Well, here's what you're gonna comment. So today, what I'd like to understand, what state and city do you live in? What province, what country, if you're not in the US, where exactly do you live? Just comment that below, and let's blow the comments up in this video today. The other thing I wanna know is what is the name for the last angelfish? So somebody commented in the last video and gave me a name. So here's what we're going to name them. So we have Zekli, we have Billy, we have the black angelfish that I call Bruce, for Bruce Wayne for Batman, and somebody commented and said, hey, why don't you name him Peter, as in Peter Parker from Spider-Man? So that is one of the angelfish's name, is Peter. So we have Peter, Bruce, Billy, Zekli, and we have a fifth. What's its name gonna be? Comment below, let me know. That should be a lot of comments of names. So we're gonna get into this video today. Like I said, if you wanna win some merch, make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you do all that great stuff. And if you just want to go out and buy merch, then you can find that at thefanaticbrand.com under the Christopher Scott section. With all of that being said, let's get into this video today.
Hey guys, we're back for another video today. We're building a tank.
What are we building the tank for, dude?
The baby guppies.
Yeah, and why do we want to move those baby guppies out of the big guppy tank?
Because the guppies eat them.
They do eat them, yeah.
Just like we have to move the other guppies out of the jade guppy tank to put in that tank.
Actually, we're not gonna put those in that. We're gonna put those in the tank in the tank room. But yeah, we're gonna move those too, yeah?
Because when they get bigger, the jade guppy will find them and eat them.
He will, and we don't want that to happen. So.
No.
Yeah, so like Little Max said, we're going to be setting up this tank today to move all of the guppy fry over from their current location to a new grow out tank. And really that is all just simply to keep them safe and healthy, and also so we can keep a count on them, so we can watch their growth. We know how old they are, we know when they're ready to go to a new home or be moved into a breeding pair or a trio or what have you. So it's just really the best practice is to move these fry out and into another tank. So we're going to go ahead and get that done today. Now what we're going to be using for this setup. So we went and picked up this 10-gallon tank from Petco. I already have a sponge filter. I have plants and I have some substrate down there that I've cleaned off and gotten ready, made sure there's no snails on. So we're gonna get this set up. But before we get this set up, what I wanted to show you is I actually moved the tank sideways so it's lengthwise now. We're gonna do a little bit of a rescape on this tank right here, which is the original guppy tank. Not a whole lot, but literally what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this moss ball, which is just Java moss, and we're going to put this back towards the back of the tank. We're going to take this cholla wood. Oh look, there's a little pleco, a little clown pleco right there. He's just chilling. Little ram's horn snail.
He let you pet him.
So we're literally just going to prop this stick up here like this. We'll put this back here. We moved the heater into the back up here as well. We're going to take a little bit, look at the roots on that. I mean, they have really taken off some of this jungle val. We're going to move some of this out of the front of the tank and just rebury it back up here. Now this is really going to do something for the clarity of the water. I'll tell you, it is definitely disturbing stuff and causing a mess, but we got to get this done. All right, now we have a decent scape where you can still see into the tank, and we're literally going to place the baby guppy tank right next to it. So now that that is done, let's go ahead and start setting this tank up. All right, guys, well, this is the setup for the thumbnail, so we're going to go through everything that we have. So we have the sand substrate that we're going to be using. We have a little bit of the Java moss from the other tank that we're going to use. We also have some of the jungle val from the other tank. Then I have these plants here. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly what these are, but these are very low tech. I had these in a betta tank with no light for about 6 months, and they're still green and still growing. These were what were originally in the big blue betta tank. And when it did have a light on, it was just the standard little kit light. And these things grow great. So we're gonna use that. There's a little bit of hornwort. And then we move over here.
We have a sponge filter and we have a net.
And what are we gonna do with the net?
We are gonna catch the baby.
We're gonna, what are we gonna, come here. I need to catch, you said catch the baby. Aren't you a baby? No, okay.
We're catching the baby guppies in this net.
Yeah.
We got some Fritz glass cleaner.
What are we gonna do with that glass cleaner?
We are gonna clean the glass.
Yeah, exactly. And then what else do we have?
TurboStar.
So what does the TurboStar do?
Live nitrifying bacteria.
Where do we have to keep it, dude?
In the fridge.
In the fridge. That's right, because if you don't, it'll die. So then we have some aquarium salt, and this is actually aquarium salt for freshwater tanks. This is not salt for your saltwater tank. So it basically provides essential electrolytes and promotes health and reduces stress. And it's a very small amount that you add to your tank. And actually, a lot of breeders put this in their tanks. And it says in here, so to condition water for tropical community and goldfish tanks, add 1/2 rounded teaspoon per 1 gallon of water, but in live bearer tanks, use up to 1 tablespoon per gallon, increasing levels slowly over 3 to 4 days. And then this will also treat external parasites. We have some Fritzzyme 7. This is also a live nitrifying bacteria, but this is more like the bottled stuff that you buy at the big box stores. And this is what you use when you do water changes and things of that nature. So this actually takes some cycle time, whereas the TurboStart is live, ready to go, and you can put fish in immediately.
We have Fritz Complete.
Fritz Complete.
What is just
So that dechlorinates.
the water.
It also detoxifies your nitrites and nitrates. And with all of that, we're ready to get this thing set up. So let's get going. All right, to start, we're gonna go ahead and add all of this sand substrate right into the bottom of this tank. So we're gonna use the paintbrush and just literally just start pushing this sand out and about inside the bottom of this tank. So we're gonna leave that just like that. And as Max just said, if you heard him, you know, when we put water in here, it's going to mess up the substrate anyway, but we at least want to get it to one side. We don't have a whole lot of hardscape we're going to do to this. We have a couple of rocks we're going to put in here, some floating plants, things like that. No driftwood or anything crazy, but let's get that stuff in here. We're going to start by adding a couple little rocks in here. Nothing major. Just to give it a little bit of a hardscape. Nothing, like I said, nothing big. We're also going to add some jungle valve, just right back here behind this rock. Bury that up into the substrate there. Gonna put a little more right there. And now we're gonna add some water. All right, well, we got the water going in. Little Max Robert has just brought me the most important part, which is the dechlorination of the water. We just put enough Fritz Complete in here to dechlorinate this 10-gallon tank, and once this is full of water, we will then add the TurboStart. If you add the TurboStart to chlorinated water, it will kill it. So you have to get your full amount of water in here before you add your TurboStart. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fix the substrate where the water messed it up. We're gonna take this sponge filter, we're gonna drop this in here, get it nice and full, and we're gonna place this right back here, probably in this corner right here. Get that all up underneath the substrate. So let's go ahead and get some TurboStart in here and get this aerator going. All right, well, we have the sponge filter going. We have the water dechlorinated. We're gonna add some of this beneficial bacteria to the water. And we're gonna come back here and add some near the filter as well. And then we're just gonna mix that up, make sure that it gets all pushed down there. All right, we're gonna put some of these floating plants in here. Like I said, there's some hornwort right there. Don't remember exactly what this stuff is, but that stuff does really well in low light. Here's some more of it. And then we're gonna drop some of the Java moss in here, which will actually sink to the bottom. And now we have some plants in there for these guys, and everything looks good. So what I think we're gonna do is let this tank cycle just a little bit before we add these guppies to it. All right, guys, well, we have this tank fully set up. Like I said, I'm gonna let it cycle a little bit. I did go ahead and add the 2 guppies that you can see right there, the 2 guppy fry from the Jade Goby tank. Those will not permanently stay here. We will move those in the next couple of days to the breeding tank in the tank room, and then we will move all of these babies over to here. You'll see that in my next video, but for right now, we've got this tank set up. It's cycling. Everything looks good in here. We're gonna go ahead and walk around and feed. So let's go ahead and start by feeding this betta right here. We're gonna drop some of the pellet food in there, and there it is. And let's see, is he gonna eat something? He's going for it. This tank looks fantastic. Like I said in my last video, I got a chance to clean all this up, and everything in here is looking good. Such a beautiful show quality betta right there.
This is probably my favorite betta.
That's your favorite betta? Yeah, it's a pretty cool betta. All right, well, let's move over to the Rasbora tank. So as we know, the Rasbora tank just has some Rasboras in it, and then some Cory catfish, and a couple of yo-yo loaches. And the yo-yo loaches have completely destroyed the snail population in this tank, thank goodness. We're gonna drop a little bit of food in here for all of these guys, and they will get after that in just a minute. We will come back to the pike tank in a minute when we feed shrimp. All right, so we're over here at the 100-gallon. Little Max is gonna throw some Pleco wafers in there, and there they go. Like I said in my last video, the Pleco wafers are really to feed all the bottom feeders. We got Mr. Pleco, we got the other little Pleco there. So like the Cory catfish will eat them. There's the bumblebee catfish that's inside of this stick.
I checked that earlier. I don't know where he is. Because I don't think
there's the bumblebee catfish, and he just disappeared. But the bumblebee catfish will eat those. There's the rope fish coming out. But everybody in here is looking good. We're gonna go ahead and feed all the angels. You can drop some of those, some of the shrimp pellets. That will sink to the bottom and feed all the bottom feeders. The ballast shark actually likes those shrimp pellets as well. As you can see, he's eating those right there. The Plecos will eat those. But basically, that's all the bottom feeder food, and everything will come out and eat those. There's the yo-yo loach, and he is munching on one of those Pleco wafers. Yeah, everything in the 100-gallon is looking good. Moving over here, this is the Robo Hamster cage, and the Robo Hamster is doing perfectly fine. Like I said in my last video, I am not gonna wake up the hamsters to film them. However, they will be getting new homes soon, and the reason is because the Robo Hamster is actually a desert hamster, and if you notice, the substrate on this side is in perfect condition. There's no burrowing that's going on. Nothing has happened. This thing has been perfect since I put it together. Then you move over here, and the sand is destroyed. This is where he spends all of his time. So technically, he's only getting use of 1/4 of this cage. Therefore, we're gonna move this guy out of this cage and into a better cage that suits his liking a little better, with more sand and things like that. And then we're gonna move the Syrian hamster into this cage, because that hamster loves to burrow and loves to dig through things, so he will get a much better use out of this cage. So stay tuned for all of that. Those changes are going to be coming soon. All right, little Max Robert here is going to hand feed the jade goby, and sometimes he wants to come out and eat, sometimes he doesn't, but we will see. So he's good to go. We're going to move this light back off of him. Like I said in other videos, jade gobies they don't like lights, so we'll move that back over here onto the guppy tanks. But the guppy tanks are looking fantastic. We're going to drop some food in there for these guys as well. Little Max Robert's going to hand feed in the pond. It's probably going to start with the bass, because that's what the bass does, is he just eats and eats and eats. And there goes the first piece of shrimp down. And then we're going to go ahead and throw another piece in there for him to get his fill, so we can move to the other fish.
Because he
will
not stop eating.
Exactly. He's probably full now. Well, unfortunately, my camera died, so now we're on my phone, but as you can see, the bass has a mouthful. There are shrimp around the bottom for all the other fish. Everybody got fed in here. Unfortunately, we just didn't catch it on camera. Moving over here to the turtle tank. The turtle tank looks fantastic. We're going to drop some food in here for these guys. Got a little bit of algae growth in here. There's the little pink belly side neck. There is Elon the musk turtle. We're going to feed the Molly / guppy tank up here, which those guys are obviously hungry. Put some in here for the little fry. We're going to feed the blackwater tank. Little Max is down here feeding all of the rescue bettas. And now we're going to move in and feed the pike tank. All right, little Max is gonna drop in some shrimp for the knife fish and the pike. So we're gonna drop those right in here. These fish do come out and they do eat at night when we're not around. They just don't like people, so.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video today. I really apologize for the fact that my camera died. Hopefully the quality of the phone was okay. I mean, it is an iPhone 11 Pro, so it does shoot in 4K, but anyway, hopefully the audio and the video quality of that was okay. But with all of that being said today, hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video. If you haven't taken a chance to comment on the video or like the video or subscribe, please consider doing that before you leave. I really am grateful for all the support that I'm getting from all of you guys. It is really appreciated. So if you haven't done any of that yet, please consider doing so before you leave. Hopefully you're enjoying the content, and hey, we will see you next time.